Warning: this clip may contain greatly offensive content. Do not watch if you have a heart condition or are under 18. I'm not kidding, you will die. Hello bros and welcome to DXXX BroFive production, and next part, the corruption of the champions. So I know I said this time we would lose the virginity, and I haven't changed my mind. So start recording right here. So, at least I found out that Urta actually has a bigger storyline than I ever thought. This actually, you're like, actually try to play it all through. I didn't read through it too thoroughly, but at least took me several hours. Took me like maybe 5-6 hours before I actually got to a part where I couldn't manage to read more. Yeah, so the Earthline thing is pretty big, and she's the one you can get most intimate with. So I'm gonna choose her to lose the virginity. Alright. You approach her, Double gives you a luscious green moments. Her horse CXXX thump into the bottom of the table. She asks, "Would you like to go back to my place and help me play with my little friend again? Or maybe you could climb under the table and give me some relief." Actually, it's time to lose the virginity, so Urta's place. Urta smiles broadly and gives you a grateful peek on the cheek. She makes it like she's going to rise. Then stares uncomfortably, her eyes flashing down towards her CXXX. The folks settle back down and ask, "Would you mind paying off my tab while I slip out of here? You gotten me a bit too exposed to stand around trying to pay." As she fishes out a coin purse, tossing a few gans and odd coins your way, your over-endowed lover gives you a long kiss before pushing you away from the table. Walking a little strangely, you make your way to the waitress and pay Urta's tab, feeling a bit flushed from the kiss and the action you were expecting later on. Once done with the honors task, you turn to realize Urta has vanished, though the back door bar is swinging once again. You head out after her, stumbling directly into the exposed member as she steps out in the alley. Urta blushes fiercely and shivers, stammering, "It hurt too much to keep it pinned up, so I'm sorry." You assure her that you aren't offended. Urta smiles weakly and hooks her arm to yours, leading you toward the apartment, making sure to stick to the more abandoned back roads. Her caution doesn't stop the pair of you from giving a few free shows, and if anything, each brief encounter with a passerby seems to be making her bigger and harder, revealing a half-buried external streak. The journey is blessedly brief, and within minutes you arrive at Urta's house. She fiddles with the lock answer from a moment before finally getting a click and unlocking. You sweep inside behind your host and look around, mildly shocked at the Spartan's run. Urta's world is tiny, crammed, and nearly devoid possessions, beyond weapons, armor, and sex toys. The last group is the most numerous of three. You recognize some of the toys as Gigamus wares, though there are a fair number that seem to be custom made and others that are clearly living creatures. Looking over at the things she had used before she met you, it dawns on you just how lonely the poor fox has been. "Sexy, are you going to come get some?" Uta calls out from bedroom in the back. You slap your forehead, anger for getting so distracted, while a hot piece of ass is on the line. Heading deep into the apartment after her, you turn the corner to her bedroom and are floored by the sight. Urta is totally nude, save for a pair of black fishnet stockings and some kind of shining latex cock shit. That's actually a condom. I saw that while I looked into the story more. She is on all fours on top of a fur-lined bed and wiggles her hind end at you with her tail lifted in the air. The scent of need pours out from her sex, and you find yourselves as hard and wet as you've ever been. Urda is clearly looking to take more passive role, and she begins stroking herself as she asks, How do you want to fuck, lover? Alright. I can either use her female body part, or I can use my own female, or I can use my ass. No condoms. We'll save that for later. Alright, I said we would lose the virginity, so use our female sexual body part. You climb on into the bed and playfully roll Urta over her tits, and horse DXXX flop eagerly from change of position and watch the moment until Urta giggles glitchily, drawing you out of the revice. Do you like them that much? She asks. You nod shapely and grab a hold of a latex wrapped member. Giving it a gentle stroke along the underside, Urta moans loudly and twitches her hips, already eager for more. And the stopping wetness in your loin signal your readiness to take her. Your CXX is raging hard and trembling, but ignored for now. Climb atop the bed with her, you swell a narrow tight band, positioning her your entrance and strangling your legs around her. You can see a bubble already forming on the tip of her harness, signaling the unlost you're from a spot you love, and you lower yourself within a sight. Feeling it spread your lips apart with delicious slowness as her flare tip begins. PEXX XXXXXXXXXXX. You, the horse CXXX, is so big and thick that it hurts quite a bit as it pushes further and further inside. Your human is torn, robbing you of your virginity. Your wet snatch is now a little loose. There. It's lost now, and we're gonna continue reading on what happened. You gasp and sight happily sinking downward slowly. The ring of prepuce passes past your entrance and you bottom out her, unable to take it in more than a queen shaft. Actually, I think I forgot what character. I used the main character, is that right? Well, this is a little weird. Urda growls and grabs you by the back of your neck, pulling you face down for a sloppy kiss. A smooth canine lips tongue forces its way into your mouth and curls around yours. As the two of you swap spit, your hips spurred into a passion begin to rise and fall in tempo of the kiss. And in seconds you're both gasping and moaning against each other's lips, lost in those true passion. Deep inside you can feel the condom filling with Urta's incredibly corpus pre-CXXX. No, XX. But every time your hips drop down, the pressure squeezes some off down along the length until it escapes around the condom's edge, dripping into her shit. You jiggle breast mash into the fox on your forward shooting nipples rubbing over her black skin buds. You squeal at the sudden pleasure arching your back and furthering sensation from your overburdened chest. Well, they are E-cups. I actually went overboard when I tried to reconstruct my character. You both cry out in what the hell? Orgiastic pleasure. As your shaking tin tight force you tingle street CXXX over Urta's shrubby wrapped horse prick against again and again. Don't think anything more about that. That's in this world more crazy than anything. So actually, if someone a fox has that kind of body part, I wouldn't be surprised if I was in that world. Again and again. Right. Again and again. Your intense muscle spans clamping down tightly sudden. OXXXX. Urta's voice trembles in low moan satisfaction while her lower body twitches and upwards with a hard pumping motion. Her DXXX trembles inside you and you feel the latex around the girthy prick inflating with her seed and the pressure against your cervix. Your own CXX comes as well, splashing seed over both your bellies, grazing them in slippery goo. Lying down on top of her, the two of you cuddle while yawning at the hips, snuggling happily and ignoring the hot, wet mess your massive shaft has left between your nude bodies. The fox girl gives you a long, happy kiss and holds you tightly in her arms before she lets you go and begins to pull out. The loud squeak of her fat member being dragged through your nethers makes you blush, and your feeling of it robs you of any strength below the waist. The latex stretch, the CXX bubble still strapped inside you and stretching the condom observe for a moment until it jerks with a sudden pop. The relief is palpable, but your snatch hangs open, with the lips parted loosely after today's incredible violation. Uda sighs and laughing pulls her condom, nearly getting everywhere before she ties it off. It looks like it's pop at any moment. There's probably over a liter of CXX stored in it. She has mocks like she's going to throw it at you, but stops and giggles before setting it down beside the bed. The folklore says, lovemaking is so much of a hassle to clean up. If I don't use one of these, at least I don't have to use them for the same reason as most of Telandry. It turns out I'm sterile and damn close to it. So all that fun uses are just for show. She blushes as they're realizing what she said and turns to start cleaning up. You give the nervous fox a hug and squeezes her breast miserably before breaking it. She smiles over her shoulder and says, "Thanks again. You better get going, or I know you got things that need doing. Come by the..." I'm gonna say the name of the bar. Wet bitch again soon to see me. Okay? The bar is named that. Nothing that can be done about it. You nod before you leave, feeling satisfied and warm glow from something other than lust. Right? Now I only have one virginity left, and I think I'm gonna keep that. At least for the closest century or so. Let's see here. Alright, Urta's affection is at 5 now. Actually, we have time for more. Alright, just because we have time for more, I'm gonna do something. I found a desert cave that I want to check. This being Thanos is padding around the stone door frame. Occasionally she beats her loin wigs and a mighty yawn, obviously bored by the present lack of stimulation. Seeing you standing about, however, Serena gives you a shoe and surely come hit a looks like seductive wing. You're not sure if she wants to tempt your mind or your body. Alright, if I'm gonna enter the sand cave, I need to do a riddle game. Oh, you played my game. Marvelous. Well then, let's begin. Here's a classic for you. I was hungry. I must be fed always. Least a flicker away, yet always. Bite the hand and feed me. If you touches me, what am I? Alright. A fire pretty much bites you if you don't feed it. It flickers away, only fire flickers away. So fire, I say. It being like, that's correct, not bad I suppose. Well, you're not done yet. I still got some tricks up my sleeve, or so to speak. I serve the sandwiches. I can sympathize with the riddle speaker. Each morning I appear to lie at your feet. All day I follow you, no matter how fast you run. Yet nearly perishes the middle sun. What am I? A shadow, of course. The Sphinx girl's sight. That's correct. Not bad, I suppose. Well, we're not done yet. I've still got some tricks up my sleeve, so to speak. She doesn't even wear a shirt, actually. Like a cat comes the riddle's many lives. 3 lives I've had. A gentle enough suit the skin. Light enough to carry the sky. Hard enough to shatter stone. What am I? It's not a voice. A voice can't shatter stone. Actually, I think it's water. Because if you think about it. Water comes in 3 forms. Frozen. Mist. And of course liquid. So it actually have 3 forms. That means 3 lives. But it's always in one of those forms. And it's actually light enough to carry the skin because you shower in it to take a bath in it. And actually with time it can actually shatter stone. So it's water, I say. What? The spring gasped and you correctly answered last riddle. I don't. What? How? No one's ever had the wit to answer 3 riddles. She takes a moment to collect herself and shrugs her shoulders lightly. Well, that was unexpected, my apologies, but I never actually expected you to win. Still, I did offer you recompense for your efforts. I'm a Sanura. She bows and over the shoulder suddenly sees a small door facing the universe. You may enter the layer of the sandwiches. At your leisure, or if you decide, my body is yours to do as you will, she adds playfully. What do you do? Actually, I'm gonna leave because if that's the layer of the sandwiches, I want to say first. Desert cave. Alright, head north then. Apparently, how I entered cave. You hesitate, touch Darkspring's spare, admiring the smooth, glossy finish. Almost as soon as you come in contact with it, it records in the wall, the doorway rumbles, and a giant slab vanishing the sandy depths, opening a portal to the inside. Metal carving inlaid with the pearl-left large breast, which is great color. And though the specific means of the glimpse are foreign to you, it's clear that the place is some kind of sanctuary for the sandwiches. Cavernous commons. Dancing lights swirl around the roof of the cavern, twirling around each other in the patterns to interact to follow whether they are clearly magical and this lend this place an overflow ambition unmatched by anything you see. This huge room reminds you of your village commons in a way. It's clearly a communal area. There's a water pump in the northwest corner and blazing purple bonfire in the center of the chamber. Heating it cool underground air. The ground is dirt rather than sand, and the hot packed as any road. Various chairs and benches are set up in the which is relaxing in. Worst of all, a huge assortment of spellcasters are assembling in the mob, overly hostile. You fighting sand. You are fighting sandwiches. They are surrounded by a veritable tribe of sandwiches like once roamed the sands. They have some simple robes, blonde hair, and 4 big breasts that push the constant cloth immensely. Glowing at you hatefully, the pack female spellcaster ready itself to drag you down the sheer numbers. Alright. If I attack them, I could probably beat them, but I know the sandwiches are pretty strong. And they are not only ones, I'm gonna use white fire. You now view your eyes, focus your mind, deadly intent. You snap your fingers and sandwiches a molten flash of white flame. The sandwiches takes 133 damage. The witches laying the hands begin to chant together, lifting their voices high as the loose trickles the corner. Every doorway, even the ceiling, as the hails the test F. Swirling around the chamber's cloud of biting singing, sand clouds of vision, the bliss of your skin. It's going to blind you and hurling you ever round. You are sand in your eyes. You are blind this turn. Yeah, I'm blind. This means I can't. If I attack with a sword, I probably will miss. But magic has another time to hit your enemies. It will hit them anyway. I took 155 damage on them. The sandwiches all collapsed in the floor and vast puddle of milk pussy use and nursing wounds. They stand alone, the sole victor, triumph against your enemies. You can easily continue deep into the caves now. I got 9 guns and 15 XP for my victory. That was not worth it. Alright, I'm still in that. I'm gonna head west. Yes, I'm in the western main hall. The West Warren's main hall. Let's see. Let's continue heading west. The main hall western portion. Right. Since I can't head western more, let's go south. The West Warren western portion side pharmacy. There's a brown pill. There's a pink pill. I won't touch them. But it's a lever. Let's put it. A loud rumbling from the direction the caves comes. Right. Let's see, what's this into north? The West Warren portion north side nursery. The West Warren portion north side children's playroom. West Warren portion south lost room. East cave commons. Western Warren's main hall western portion. What's to the north? Eastern Warren's north sleeping chamber. Eastern Warren's east portion south Comwich bedroom. And west. Oh, there seems to be something. East Warren's portion, south side, Comwich office. The curtain pulls out the side easily, and as soon as you enter, you're greeted by the sound of this flesh slapping on flesh from somewhere to your left. Briefly, you note the number of desks as you turn toward the sexual audio. But what really catches your eyes are the 2 girls looking in caution. One of the normal looking sandwiches is bent over a bench and taking quite the DXXX. Milk trays and huge beds from her 4 fat teeth while the fresh nose CXX run down past the dried CXX on her tights. Above her is something else entirely. A taller woman with a single pair of obviously large breasts. She is so dark-skinned that at first you have difficulty picking out her features in the dim lighting. Glittering sweat runs down her form, dripping from her penrose breast as she throws back her head and moans, Gonna just take it? Take my gift. Right, that's weird. Beneath you, ebony woman, you see the sandwich begins to quiver and moan. Thick goats of SXXXX, back flooding from your her packet canny as your belly rounds with delicious thirst. Her muscles look they twitch feeble for a few seconds before a slice of a newborn. Come, CXX puddle, slipping along the floor in the insane pile of recent bliss. You're so entranced by the sight that you don't even try to hide when you ebony futanari? Oh. Actually, I heard that word before. Turns to face you, pouting a pointed wide brimmed hat and black roof. For the slight second, you see a pair of orange sized balls and one thick CXX lube member, but those quick disappears into the vulner's robes. Well now, surely you aren't one of the witches here to receive my seed? The odd witch muses. I'm afraid you must be interloper then. Pity, but then maybe you can come to serve us as a mother, or thrives as you wasteful. The suit-skinned futanari delicate opens her palm and murmurs unhealthy word. Before your eyes, flickering light flash into existence, a line that says vertically slow sliding together like a piece of plain crystal jigsaw puzzle. The glittering past lumbering slowly fades as all the pieces come together, leaving a flawless ivory staff in the woman's hand. She slams the base on the ground and sending ripples of magic force through the many pools of CXX shadow around the room. It looks like you have to fight her. Alright, actually the friend that recommended this game to me said something about this, that you couldn't beat her any other way than seduce her. Well, my magic's pretty strong though, but I'm gonna take the advice. I had to tease her to submission. I took 15.1 on her. Let's see what she does. The Conwich moans and Dorothy peels her ropes away from the swollen CXXX flesh and bubble of pre-CXX pops wetly from her rootless to splatter in the floor as her walls suddenly swell. I look back at the time and see a telltale glow of magic surrounding her staff, but she thrusting her hips at you, loudly pumping the air as she unlatched the rope of the thick rope of potent yeast in your direction. Spunk nearly blinds you as the CXX, which violet fluids take you in the face. You spit some of it out, the smell of the stuff making your head swim. A glob of the goo wide over your shoulder. Some of the stuff spatters on your arm, soaked you and making a slimy mess. The mess spatters on your mother's, the spatters all over me, pretty much. Alright, keep teasing her. 15. Alright. Wobbling the edge, you can see the semi-hard shaft rustling in the fabric as she moves, evidence of her growing needs. To 15. Swelling after the Conwich stick stands hard and proud, the bubbles tip is rustling through the folds of her fabric as she moves, and leaving the dark smears of its wake. She keeps licking her lips whenever she has a moment, and she seems to breathing awfully hard. Tease her again. 15. Swelling after the Conwich... it's still the same. Alright, she seems unimpressed now, so she doesn't take anything. Tease her again. 14.6. Oh, I won. The chocolate skin which collapsed down onto her hands, knees, threading roofs as she goes. Her throbbing hard CX drip with pre-CXX above her corking test, while equally entire PXXXX looks partly soaked with feminine lubrication. She goes onto her back. She goes wildly, jams her hands into her groin, multiplying furiously. Panting with moans, you win. Oh, come over here. Fuck me, please. Well, she did ask nicely, but actually I'm gonna end this clip here. Maybe next time. Let's see what she has. Oh, she has a book with Prince and White cover. That's actually pretty good. East, west. Oh, east, north, west, west, south, and leave. There, I'm back at camp. Alright, let's save here then and stop recording. So that was all I had for Corruptional Champions this time. But hit like and subscribe, and I see you next time. BroFive!